Today, I'm going to show you something really cool. We're going to be building an AI helper that reads your Jira tasks, understands what needs to be tested, and automatically creates Playwright automation tests for them. Then, it updates Jira back, moves the task through the board, and all hands-free. We'll use the Claude Code CLI as our agent, Playwright with TypeScript, and the Playwright MCP server for browser control. Let's get into it. First, we need Playwright and Claude Code installed. So Playwright is my go-to for end-to-end testing, and it's fast, reliable, handles modern web apps natively, has built-in TypeScript support. So if you're still on Selenium or Cypress, give Playwright a serious look. Claude Code CLI are tools that lets you use Claude directly in your terminal. It can read your project, write files, run commands, and interact with the external tools. So let's type npm install -g at anthropic-ai/claude-code to install our Claude Code CLI. So I have that installed already on my locals, so I'm just gonna delete that and verify that we have Claude installed. So let's type claude --version. And we should see the latest version of Claude. So instead of scaffolding manually, I'll let Claude Code set up the project. So we're gonna describe what we need and it's gonna build it. So first of all, let's verify we have our folder ready, and let's create the folder for our project. I'm gonna call it Jira-Playwright, let's say -agent. Perfect. And let's actually open our folder in Explorer. So we're gonna go to folder, we have our demo, and we have our Jira agents. So we select in the folder, perfect. So we're gonna open a new terminal. And I really like to see the terminal on the right side. Let's expand that. And we are in a Jira Playwright agent. So now let's open the Claude. So we type Claude, press enter, and we have it set up. So let's start with the prompt. So we're gonna initialize a Playwright project with TypeScript in this folder. We're gonna say use npm, and we're gonna specify that set the test directory to tests/generated. Install Axios and .env as dependencies. And we're gonna create basic playwright config.ts. And we're gonna have a URL on academify.com. So set to https://academify.com. We're gonna say HTML and JSON reporters. We're gonna need those. And we're gonna do Chromium only. So, Chromium only. We don't need any more browsers at this moment. Let's say don't add any test files yet. So we don't really need those. Okay, our prompt is ready. And now let's see what we can do. It's setting up everything. So this alone saves probably 10, maybe more minutes of manual setup. And as you can see, Claude Code initialized npm, installs Playwright, TypeScript, and browser, as well as Axios, which makes calls to Jira APIs, so we can do some magic there, like fetch tasks and move statuses. And .env, this one is set to read the env file where our secret's gonna live. Never shared that one. When everything installed, it will ask permissions to change package.json file. Now we give Claude the ability to control a real browser. Playwright MCP, Model Context Protocol, lets it navigate pages, click elements, read the DOM, take screenshots. So this is a big deal. It means Claude doesn't just write tasks blindly from descriptions. It can actually look at the website and find the right selectors. That makes its workflow reliable. So let's type exit. We're going to exit the Claude. And here we're going to say Claude MCP add Playwright --npx at anthropic-ai/playwright-mcp at latest. Okay, now we have added an MCP server Playwright with the command. Let's open our Claude, type Claude, and to see if it is visible /MCP. Perfect, so Playwright MCP is connected and Claude can now browse. Let's move to our Jira setup. So we have our project QA. We have a Scrum board, to do, in progress, in review, and done sections. I've created 3 tasks for this demo. These tasks are our test cases. In the real project, your test cases might live in Zephyr Squad or X-Ray. Both have REST APIs. you could plug into the exactly same way. The pattern is identical. So we have Scrum 1, let's navigate to Master QA course. Via QA course dropdown, we're going to open dropdown in navbar, click, verify URL. It's a quick small test. So we have Scrum 3, call experts page, and Calendly redirect. So we're gonna select button, click, verify. And our Scrum 4, it's a prices range. We're gonna verify 3 courses and check out redirect. So this one is gonna be the most complex of the 3. All in to do, by the end of the video, it'll be done. And the next one will be our API part. So to connect to Jira, we need an API token. So we need to head to our Atlassian account, ID atlassian.com, security API token. So we need to navigate to Manage Profile Security API tokens. We're going to click on Create API token and give it a name, let's say Playwright Automation, and we're gonna select a date. We can make an expiration if we need to, but we're gonna click create, and here's our token to copy. So we're gonna click copy and make sure you have that somewhere available. We're gonna name it, create it, copy it again, and you only see it once. Let's move back to our VS Code, and we're gonna have to create a .env file in our project root. So let's click create, type .env. This is where our secrets, all credentials live for the Jira. And there's going to be 4. First line is a Jira base URL. Okay, the second one will be our Jira email. The next one is our Jira API token that we have just generated. And the last one is Jira project key. Perfect. So now I'm going to show you where we can find those. Base URL is our Atlassian domain, so we can go back here, just click on the URL, and we can copy HTTPS all the way up to .net, and just paste it here. We don't need a /. Let's delete that. So Jira email is actually our email for login. We can just go to the profile and copy this dummy email we created for our demo purposes. Paste it here. Perfect. So, and our Jira project key. So it's going to be the project called Scrum in our case here. So there's nothing pretty much to copy. We can just type it. Okay, let's go back here and we type Scrum. Perfect. So for Jira API token, we are going to paste our token that was generated and shown to us only once. Let's create another file. It's going to be called .gitignore, where we're going to have to place our .env files so it is secured and not pushed to Git repository and expose all our secrets. We need our Jira helper file to bridge between our workflow and the Jira API. It needs to fetch tasks, read descriptions, move tasks between statuses, and update description. So instead of writing it by hand, we give Claude a clear prompt. The quality of the prompt determines the quality of the output. So this is the skill worth developing. Prompt engineering is a real tooling. Let's move to our prompt. We're going to say create a file src/jira.ts that connects to Jira REST API v3.
2,000 years later.
And we're going to say log each API call. Press and enter. Same approach works with the Zephyr squad, by the way. Zephyr has its own REST API for test steps and executions. You add those endpoints to a helper file, just like this. The pattern is the same. Connect, read, act, and update. And at the end, we will have the src jira.ts file created with the summary of what Claude did, functions created, and a few implementations that Claude did, especially for authentication and API calls, going to be logged with the Jira prefix, and as well as our update descriptions that's going to be handled if something is not correct instead of just crashing. Now here's the key part, the instruction set. We create a file called, and look, What you see right now is only one piece of a much bigger picture. At Codemify, we teach a full-scale AI-assisted test automation workflow from your first test to production-ready pipeline that practically runs itself. And right now, we are opening enrollment for our advanced AI-assisted QA automation course. You've got two ways in. If you're a self-starter who learns best on your own, we've got your video format. Go at your own pace, rewind as many times as you need, it's more affordable. If you want us to hold your hand, we've got you a guided course with mentors, live sessions, and we walk you through every single step. You got stuck, we unstick you. Either way, you'll come out of the other side with skills that most QA engineers won't have for years. The link is right below this video, go check it out. We create a file called claude.md in the project root, and Claude Code reads this file automatically every time you launch it in its folder. It is what turns a chat tool into an automated workflow. You define the role, the step-by-step process, the rules, and from that point on, you just say, hey, pick up Scrum 1, and it knows exactly what to do. So people throw the word agent around a lot, and we're building here is an instruction set, a playbook that tells Claude Code how to handle each task. You trigger it, it executes the full pipeline on its own, reads Jira, and expects the site, and do a lot of good things. So let's paste all of that instruction text in here, and we can read it through. So you are an automation workflow for Codemify project, and you have to read Jira Tasks, create test, and update Jira. So we're going to read description, move the tasks in progress. We're going to utilize MCP for our base URL. We're going to generate test. We're going to run the test with the npx playwright. We're going to make sure it passes. All right, so let's move to test writing rules. So we're going to always use role-based, never expat, never hardcoding credentials. All right, so let's move to Jira rules. An important one is, of course, to never overwrite existing description content, only append. And when it says pick up Scrum 1 or 2, it's going to execute the full workflow. And that's it. The playbook is set. From now on, every time we open Claude Code in this project, it already knows what the project is, what the workflow is, where Jira is, and what rules to follow and what to pick up means. That's the difference between sending a one-off request and having a reusable automated process. So before we run the workflow, let me show you the site we're testing. So this is Codemify, our QA course platform. We have a navigation bar at top, about us, QA courses drop down, call experts. So if we hover over QA course, drop down appears and we have a different sections. If we click on Master QA both, we're going to land on complete-QA-course. And if we click on Call Experts, it takes us to the Meeting Expert page. And we have a Select button here that should redirect us to Calendar. All right, that's actually our Scrum 3. Go back, and in Prices, it takes us to /Prices, where we have 3 categories, and each has Let's Go button. So this is our Scrum 4. And if we'll click on the first one, it's going to navigate to our checkout. Claude will inspect all of this through Playwright MCP and figure out the selectors. So let's watch. The playbook handles everything. So we're going to type pick up Scrum 1, and it's going to read the claude.md instructions. It's going to call the Jira API, fetch Scrum 1, it's going to read the description, then it's going to move and update the status for in progress. Then it'll ask you to, hey, can I start automation? Then it's going to navigate to the codemify.com. It's going to perform all actions for QA courses drop down, over to open, clicks, and URL verifications. And then it's going to move the task from in progress to done when test is automated. We're going to check it on the Jira board shortly. After the Playwright MCP work is done and everything is inspected, we could get some errors on the way, but Claude will start debugging and figuring out the errors. So when we have our test file created, it's clean, and each Jira step maps to test.step. The dropdown gets a hover, the link gets a click, and URL gets the assertion. So it runs, it passes, and now it updates the Jira description. It appends the automation node and moves Scrum 1 to done, all from 2 words. All right, now for our Scrum 3, same workflow, different task. It reads the description, click Call Experts, verify the page loads, find the select button, click it, verify Calendar redirect. So moves in progress, then with MCP finds the select button, writes the test. So this one has an external redirect to Calendar. That's a new tab or a full navigation to calendar.com. The instructions set told Claude to use wait for URL with a timeout for external redirects, so it handles that automatically. This is the power of having the instruction set. You define the process once, then you just point it at task. The Jira API gives context. The Playwright MCP gives it the eyes. The Playbook gives it a plan. So we had 3 tasks, we completed 2, moved them from to do to in progress and into done. Test files were created, all passing, Jira description updated, and after the initial setup, each task was a 2-word prompt. Let me break down why this matters and why it's a skill worth building. Playwright is becoming the industry standard for E2E testing. It's fast, it auto-waits, so tests are less flaky, it handles modern JavaScript frameworks natively, and the reporting tools are the best in class. If you're picking a framework right now, it should be at the top of your list. Playwright MCP is what makes this workflow reliable. Claude isn't writing tests from a template. It's inspecting the real page and finding real selectors. That works on any site you pointed it at. The Jira integration is just one example. Zephyr Squad, X-Ray, TestRail, Azure DevOps, anything with the REST API plugs into the same pattern. You write a helper file, you update the instruction set, it's the same workflow. And here's the bigger picture. Understanding how to connect APIs, write clear instruction sets for AI tools, and automate multi-step workflows, that's where QA engineering is going. Not just writing tests, but building systems that creates tests. This has been a Codemify video. If you found it useful, like and subscribe, drop a comment with what you want to see next, and thanks for watching.